Start game now.
You know, Kevin Loxley was just telling me about this movie he made where he takes down a bunch of gangsters. So it's no surprise they bring with him Gangster Alley and Task Force. Actually, these games are pretty much the same. Let's look at the box art of Task Force. It has that great generic Froggo artwork there with the silhouette of the gangster. I guess that looks kind of cool. And on the back, we have a big old screenshot that is definitely not from the game, but it has some semblance to the game. So let's go ahead and take Task Force and Gangster Alley. Let's pop them into my Atari 7800 Pro system and see how they hold up. Let's go to the games. Gangster Alley for the Atari 2600 was published by Spectravision probably around 1982, and Task Force came out from Froggo in 1987. They are both a single-screen, first-person view shooting game for one or two players alternating. And actually, it reminds me a lot of the light gun game for the Nintendo, Hogan's Alley, except you don't use a light gun, you use your controller. While the games are mostly the same, there are some differences. In Gangster's Alley, you are a member of the SBI, or Spectravision Bureau of Investigation. Later on, you would join SCAT, the Sega Control Attack Team, but that's for another story. Today you are taking on a group of 5 gangsters led by Nitro Ed, who has taken a woman and child hostage in Gangster Alley. Now it's up to you and your gun to save them. In Task Force, you are a part of an anti-terrorist task force taking on a group of 5 terrorists, headed by their leader, White Death. Now it's up to you and your wire-guided missiles, that's right, wire-guided missiles, Froggo doesn't mess around, to save the day. In both games, you use the joystick to move your crosshair and your button to fire. You have 24 shots per round, and if you run out, you'll be a sitting duck, so you want to conserve them. Once you clear enough bad guys, you advance to the next round. Some rounds take place at night, requiring you to take a shot to temporarily light up the sky. In Gangster Alley, your crosshair sometimes gets lost in the windows on these night levels due to their design, but this isn't a problem in Task Force. Your game ends when either you run out of vests in Gangster Alley or commandos in Task Force, or when Nitro Ed drops a grenade in Gangster's Alley, or White Death drops a neutron bomb. Once again, Froggo doesn't mess around, so if the guy on the top of the roof raises his arm, you better take him out quickly. There are 2 modes of play in each game, regular or easy, and the difficulty switches control if your crosshair moves fast or slow. Scoring-wise, in Gangster Alley, you earn money. Muggsy is the big green face, and every time you shoot him in the first round, you get $20, and after that, they add $10 for each round. Scarface has the scar on his face, is worth $30 plus $10 each extra round you face him. Lefty faces to the left and is worth $40, and then they add $10 each additional round. And Shifty faces to the right, and he gets $50 plus $10 for each extra round. Nitro Ed, who kind of looks like Pugsley Adams to me, is worth $100 plus $10 after that. However, if you hit a woman or a child, you will lose $1,000, and sometimes that will take up everything you've already earned. You earn $10 for each unused bullet you have at the end of a round, and for every $5,000 you earn an extra vest. The game also gives you ranks you can earn in the back of the manual. If you earn under $4,000, you'll be a cadet. From $4,000 to $9,990, you'll be a rookie. From $10,000 to $19,900, you'll be a marksman. From $20,000 to $39,900, you'll be an inspector. And from $40,000 up, you'll be the chief. Go you! In Task Force, you don't earn dollars, you earn points. Now, Yellow Belly is the yellow-shirted guy, and he's worth 20 points, plus 10 points each additional round. Hoodman is the hooded guy, and he's worth 30 points, plus 10 each additional round. Gangrene has a green shirt and is worth 40 points, plus 10 points each additional round. And Pirate wears a mask around his eyes, not an eye patch, and is worth 50 points, plus 10 each additional round. White Death will appear at the top of your screen, and he's worth 100 points, plus 10 points each additional round. If you take out a hostage, you will lose 1,000 points. However, this is much more difficult because the hostages are basically Yellow Belly and Gangrene, but they're not holding a gun. And you can't tell that until they fully appear in the window. During the game, the bad guys will kind of pop up, starting with their head and slowly rise up. And you just have to kind of figure out if they have a gun or not in Task Force before you shoot them, at least for those two guys. You will also earn bonus points after each round. Graphically speaking, I thought the game looked pretty good for this system, even though I did prefer Gangster Alley versus Task Force due to the fact that their characters just seem to have more character and charm to them, and it's easier to tell the hostages apart. I also liked how Nitro Ed taunts you at the end of the game, which White Death doesn't do in Task Force. Music and sound effects, well, neither game did much for me, but I did find Gangster Alley's music and sounds just a little less annoying. I don't know why they changed the sounds, but they did. Family friendly wise, well, there is no blood, but you are shooting at people, and it's possible in Gangster Alley to shoot innocent women and children, which might be why Froggo removed them when they re-released the game. On eBay, Task Force goes for about $6 to $7 loose. New copies were on sale for $15. Gangster's Alley goes for about $7 loose, and complete copies were going for $10 to $20, so they kind of mirror each other value-wise. Would I recommend Gangster Alley or Task Force? Not really. It feels like it really needed to be a light gun game, and typically light gun games aren't fun when you don't use a light gun, when you use a controller instead, and this is what this game does. But if I had to pick one, I prefer Gangster Alley due to the better character designs and the easier ability to separate the villains from the hostage. But still, these are basically the same game, so I'm going to kind of say avoid both and rank them together. So where will I rank them? Well, it's not going to be too high. Let's compare it to Seahawk at 25, another Froggo game. I did like it a little better than Seahawk, but at 24 I have Real Sports Soccer, and I didn't like it better than Real Sports Soccer, so Gangster Alley and Task Force is going to be my new number 25 game. Thanks guys for giving me a little part of your day. If you enjoyed this video, would you please click the like and subscribe buttons? Totally appreciate that. Thanks again guys. I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of The No Swear Gamer. Take care and take cover.